Woohoo! Guys, excited? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Sports Card Show. Ziggy, no, it is, what is this, Wednesday night, 9 p.m., 8/17/22. Guys, thank you very much for being here. I'm super excited. I've got two great guests, and I got Lootbox. And really quickly, I'm going to give you a little background here. If you don't know who Lootbox is, okay, check out their channel. You should know who these guys are. They're about 79,000 subscribers. I know them for watching them open up amazing products, right? And I'll be honest, when I first started watching, I was like, oh, these guys open products. And I thought they were a breaker, ripper, or whatever. As I started watching them more, I started seeing these guys really are into the products. They get some great hits. They have some great stories. What I realized is that they also care about the hobby. Like, I got to meet Coach Co through these guys. I got to see them last night and a great conversation about things going on in the hobby. They're very aware of the issues in the hobby, and I'm really excited to have them all here tonight. So I want to thank everybody who's out there watching tonight. I'm going to go ahead here and bring on, in no particular order, Gin and Juice. And I wish I had my Snoop Dogg, music in the background playing, because that's what I think about when I think about you guys. I mean, that had to be part of your thought, right? You were thinking Snoop Dogg, right?
Oh yeah,
100%. I think a lot of people, decided to give Gin his nickname, like the audience did, and then they just started running with the Gin and Juice.
So let me start with, I don't want to go total origin story on you, but give me a little background. Oops, what happened there? Give me a little background. Are you guys still there?
Oh, yeah.
Still here.
Okay, my screen.
Uh-oh.
Okay, anyway, give me a little background on where you guys got started with Lootbox and opening the products that you open now. Because when I look at your page, you guys didn't start there. You started with something else. And how did you get to where you are now?
Yeah, so it started a long time ago. I want to say like 8 or 9 years ago, where I started doing like just streaming video game stuff and doing video game videos.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is not that fun. It's super competitive. And I kind of wanted to get back to opening up stuff. So we started opening up Pokemon, and I got a couple packs deep, and I realized, wow, this is really fun. I started getting views, and like my background is marketing. So I was like, okay, I could probably market this a little bit better than normal. And I decided to get Jen involved, and we decided to open up packs together, and it kind of evolved into there. And we started with Pokemon. And then Jen brought basketball in, because I've always been a fan of basketball, but he's like, hey, I got these Jordan packs, and we opened up these, 86 Flair packs. We didn't know too much about it. And that's kind of like our thing. We don't want to be the experts, but like, I grew up with like nothing. So I worked my tail off, went to school, got a good job, and was able to continue to pursue a career. And now I feel like I'm a first round draft pick at times, where I just have, expendable cash. And I was like, all right, I'm going to start ripping some high end stuff for the hell of it. Pretty much you only live once, and started ripping and really enjoyed the products, really got to learn a lot and just be a part of the hobby, and it continues to grow. That's kind of where I'm at.
So it sounds like, Come was like a Pac-Man origin story, right? You guys just wanted to open packs, and you're doing it on channel. And I think it's important to point out, and I think you guys mentioned this last night, you're not sponsored by anybody. No one's giving you guys free discounts. This is out of your pocket that you guys are taking this risk, opening these products and sharing that experience with everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something I don't think people realize. Now, let me ask you this: how do you guys sell your stuff? Do you guys grade your stuff, and how much did you learn in doing that?
Drew, I'll let you go first, because yours probably be a little bit shorter than my answer.
So I tend to hold on to a lot of things. I am a hoarder, so I started out hoarding a lot of my stuff. Grading, I did a lot of grading. It was that was a huge learning curve. Mm-hmm. So I thought everything's packed fresh, and I was thinking oh, it's gonna get 10s. These are 10s, and then I got my grades back, and then I slowly began to learn about how to look for different things, and I kind of educated myself, and now I'm pretty decent at seeing things. But now I started to realize that my house is a mess. Mm-hmm. And so I need to start being a little bit more focused in my collecting. So I've decided to kind of streamline and just focus on some of the blue chip players, and then focus on some of the rookies and some of the players that I like. So I've kind of evolved in that way, that I'm starting to sell some stuff.
So then let me ask you, when you open a box then and you get a bunch of cards that you don't want to keep, what are you doing with those? Do they stick around your house, or do they
they stick around my house for a while, and then I sell the bulk to either like a local card shop or one of the card shops we work with, like Louisville Sports Cards. And then they'll pick it up, and then they'll just give me a number, and I'll be like, that's cool, and then we go from there.
Yeah.
Or we give them to kids, who come to the shop or whatever.
Yeah.
Juice and I will break at our local card shop, Wasteland Gaming, and then we'll keep some of the hits, and then we'll just give the rest to Polk to give out to the kids. So it says, hey, if any kids come in, let them pick out their favorite players.
Can you expand? When you say your shop, is it a shop you guys own or is it a shop you guys go to?
We just visit.
Shop we visit, yeah.
Guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to have you keep talking.
No worries.
My rain breakdown I'm having an issue.
You're good, buddy. No
but anyway, before I do that, talk a little bit then about, so you're not selling a lot. Well, you said that. Juice, what about you? Are you selling? And if not,
yeah. So
what's those struggles?
I collect. The only players that I collect are players that I went to college, basically the same college as me, University of Arizona, or my favorite sports team. So Eagles players and Phoenix Suns players. The rest of the stuff that I collect or open and sell are going to be players that I just really don't have any interest in. And I end up selling those and just reinvesting the money back into opening up boxes and stuff like that. And like Jen said, when we're at the card shops, we do tend to give away a lot of our items to anybody that's there, really the kids that are there. So we try to take care of them as much as we can. But other than that, I do sell on eBay. Basically, any big hit that I get that I personally don't want, I try to do, least than what was last offered to try to give someone a somewhat of a discount. And then again, I just put the money back into the opens.
So this model doesn't sound sustainable then, as far as the profit center.
I'm in the red. To give you an example, I won't say the months, but there was a 45-day period where I spent $155,000 in opening up product and sports shit and everything else. And if I was smart, I would have put it in something else. Now, again, it's not sustainable. And that's kind of why we decided to have our own live and decided to take, because like a lot of people, like they don't know us, so they just see us opening up, and just a lot of people have a different perspective of what we're actually doing, and it's all right. I get where they're coming from, but we definitely never. I think a lot of people that do videos get a bad rap that think, hey, automatically if they're doing a video, they're probably the expert in something. And we never wanted to approach it that way. And I think people ask us for advice and we give our opinion, and automatically they assume like these guys know their stuff, and they hold us to a different caliber. And I get where they're coming from, but at the end of the day, I don't know nothing. I love basketball. I love my Phoenix Suns. You ask me Phoenix Suns questions, or you ask me about basketball when I was growing up in like the 2000s, when I watched it every day for sure. But I don't have time to really follow. I try to follow on the apps, stuff like that. Don't do this full time. I still work a regular career where, we're there, at least I'm there from, 8 o'clock in the morning to like 7 o'clock at night.
So let me ask you, and I know you both have said this too, again, for the audience, you were very clear about this last night on your channel. You don't look for discounts. You're not looking to take advantage of the kind of fame and the notoriety you have. You have influence in the community, which I think is awesome. At the same time, I love watching it. I know other people do too. So I want to see you sustain it. So is there a plan? Like, do you make enough on advertising? Is there another way that will sustain this so you guys could keep doing it? Do you have tips or a plan, or where's Lootbox in 12 months or 24 months? Like, I hope you're still around. That's my plan. All right.
So we'll definitely be around.
We're not going anywhere.
The good thing is both Jen and I, we're definitely, it's not like we're well off or anything. We just, have a good careers that we're in right now that allow us to sustain the type of opening that we're doing. Now, the type of openings that we're doing are going to change up a little bit because it can't be the same. Hey, we're just opening up products to open up products. Mm-hmm. There has to be, we have to control the madness a little bit. And some of the stuff that we're doing now is if we're getting to breaks, like for instance, right before we came on here, we recorded a break opening where I paid a fraction of the price and I got, say, the Detroit Pistons in a break on a case break. And instead of paying thousands upon thousands of dollars, I paid $400 in this Obsidian break, and video to come, but it was pretty fun. It was really good. And if you look at it that way, hey, there's another way for us to adjust content there. Then our Tuesday night streams, we started adding that because we did get a lot of feedback. We do want to listen to the community. The community is like, hey, you guys are opening up a ton of the product. In fact, we think you might be the problem with why these prices are increasing and stuff like that. And I know what they're meaning. They're meaning like you as an opener, not necessarily us, but the collector, the collective group of breakers buying stuff. And to listen to that and understand, a lot of these boxes are overpriced. So we started doing our Tuesday like open mic session where we bring up a couple topics. We read from chat. You see it. We post a lot of the chat's comments. We let chat kind of dictate. We set the expectations of the comments or the topics that we want to do, and we let chat dictate it. And we really talk and we go through it. Sometimes we have heated conversations. Sometimes we don't, but it's everybody's opinion. I think that's also opening up a lot of eyeballs too and helping out. But to say advertisement stuff, that's not really helping out right now. To give you an example, and I won't stay on the topic too long, but say we make $3,000 a month from YouTube. In 1 week, we're opening up 4 videos traditionally. Those videos average about $1,500. So within 2 videos of the first week, there's the YouTube money gone.
Yeah.
So, thankfully we're opening up a lot of higher end products, and we do get lucky every now and then. And we do, like I sold a Justin Herbert, and to recoup some of that money, I sold a couple other things like that. We do sell some cards to help recoup, but at the end of the day, it's still not sustainable. We're still in the red, and we're not in the black at all.
If you were to pull a big hit, do you have trusted people to help you sell that? Do you go to an auction house? Do you go to eBay? What's your quickest way to liquidity?
As we get bigger, there's more and more people reaching out to us, and we vet a lot of people. We sit every time, anything that something comes up, Jen and I sit down. I was like, hey, we're in this 50-50. What do we want to do? We make an agreement together if we want to pursue working with someone or anything like that. For instance, Golden and those guys have reached out when we pull big cards. And, we talk. We haven't actually done anything yet, but there's always been conversation. But a lot of times when we do get a big card, we know a lot of great people in the hobby that have been in the hobby forever. And that's our good friends over at Louisville Sports Cards. We mention them a lot. They don't ever pay us for anything like that. They give us a little bit off the top, but it's never like a huge discount or something for free. So they've just been really kind to us. That we've been great to them, and they've got us some connections to sell some cards. That's how I sold the Herbie at the National.
Yep. A few things I'm thinking about. So first of all, I want to say I think a lot of people do come into the hobby in kind of the way you did, in the sense they open a product, right? They buy it, and then they do see breaks as a next logical place to save money. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm a huge fan of breaking, and I think the community does look down on breakers, and the first ones to blame, because I think part of it is envy. You get jealous because you see this guy. Oh, these guys are in product. Oh, it's so how this guy's is rich. These guys have money. Most of the people in breaks aren't rich. Right. I mean, I used to be in a lot of big breaks with people. I think they're more selective. What I also tell you about breaks, and a friend of mine told me this years ago, breaking is like poker, right? Some people sit down at the poker table and they're going to leave the table losing money because that's their enjoyment of the game. They're not there to win. There's other people who sit down at the poker table and they're there to pay their mortgage. It's the same thing in breaking. There's people there who fill breaks because they enjoy the breaking, they enjoy the hunt. And there's other people who are really good at it. And when I see really good at it, they look at the checklist, right? They don't chase the wrong checklists. They don't chase the wrong products. They don't fill teams that are bad teams, right? They go after specific PYTs, specific products, specific, whatever it is. But I'm a big fan of breaking, and it is, in my opinion, kind of the lifeblood of this hobby too, because it absorbs the huge cost that we get hit with. My only complaint is, and what's happened is that in 2020 to now, is that there's so many people came into breaking, the bar to being a breaker is low, right? I don't know if you guys saw, one of the controversies was Sports Card Radio brought today attention. A guy had a pack that he took off camera, and when he brought the pack back on camera, it was clearly a different pack. The pack had changed, and then he goes by opening it. Now, again, this is one of those things that I can debate whether, back and forth, but the reality is there's no law. If you're a breaker and you break off camera, there's no law against that. It's the community, the people that have to say, I'm not going to use that anymore. And right now we've been so hungry, we eat up every break. I do believe eventually that will change and the good breakers will rise to the top. I would say this too. I like what you guys are doing in the sense that you were sharing product knowledge. Like I like watching what you guys rip and going, well, damn it, I'm glad I'm not buying that product. And
That's
what I
one of the
mean by
thought
that,
process behind it, though, dude. We like that.
yeah, and again, it's because, for example, especially on some of like the football products, right? I'm like, well, man, that checklist is brutal in Prism. I would rather go for singles. Do you know what I mean? Where if you open like a something like Obsidian, where it's a little lower hit, there's more cloth and more autos. I'm like, oh, you know, maybe better risk and a break. So I appreciate that. So I will say this: what I'm trying to get to there is I big fan of what you guys are doing, and you even mentioned yourself, Juice. I watched you guys one time. I was like, I didn't like these guys. And it wasn't I didn't like you, but you weren't in my space, right? Like I subscribed to you guys and I followed you, and that's why I picked you up with Coach Co. I'm like, hey, these guys have Coach Co on. But then when I see what you guys are doing and I love the conversations, I've definitely become a big fan, and I wish I get more involved. As I said, I love what you guys are doing, so keep doing it, man. Just keep doing it. If I can help you in any way, let me know. Let me see. Like, I'll be honest, my mouse is it got frozen by some rain, so I don't know if I can even scroll through questions. Do you see any questions in the audience that we can answer before I ask you a couple other ones?
Nothing particular.
Juice with the fresh cut. Gotta have a clean house to get the ladies gin.
Yeah.
Gin, this is true, man. Let's clean up, buddy.
Gotta find a sports girl.
Can I ask you guys, are you guys single? Or are you guys dating?
Single.
I'm dating. I have a girlfriend and 2 puppies.
Okay. I'm dating too. I was just wondering if your girlfriend at all, do they think anything about this world? Do they even know about it? Any comments about it?
Yours is very involved, so.
Yeah, she's very involved. She runs the eBay.
Every
time someone talks to eBay, she works full time on the eBay. She takes care of our pups, but yeah, she comes with us to the National. She was at the National, help running the booth. She's getting her involved herself. She's got her own collecting Instagram. She's growing. She absolutely loves it, and it's definitely I definitely got lucky. That's for sure.
That's cool. It's funny. I have a girlfriend, and when I talk a little bit to her, it's like talking Greek to her because she really thinks like it doesn't make sense. I don't understand why you do that. And it's like, why you do that every day? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know why I do it. I just like it. But that's why I was kind of curious, you know. So my next question, I want to get to a little bit to some of the controversies going on. I want to get your thoughts on that. What do you think about some of the things we talked a little bit last night, specifically about what Run Good Life brought to the attention, right? About the packs. And I'll just mention this to the audience. Run Good Life did a video where he bought some packs from Steel City, and he felt like the packs were either weighed or not appropriately managed when they're handed to him. He opened up 40 packs, and all 40 of them had paper, basically worthless packs. And I think he did a good job about calling it out. He's got a lot of publicity about it. What do you guys think? And I'll leave it at that. Let me shut up.
I mean, it's a very bad. I mean, it's a bad image. I mean, what made it worse was that they had their own breaks where they showed them opening the same 10 packs, and it ended up being 10 packs with all foils in there. And then it's just like, how does that make any sense if you randomly pull things out? So I think just, I don't know if it's just because someone got a little bit greedy and said, hey, you know, we could probably just weigh out these packs and, you know, just send them out, and then we get this, you know, extra money, and we keep all the hits and make our customers feel good. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be bad for their image. And even I think, as we've seen, negativity lingers regardless of what happens. So I think like people won't forget. And it'll just be a black stain that they'll have to carry with them, regardless of no matter how many things that they do to correct it. It's always going to be that blemish that's there, and people will always bring it up.
Jeez, what do you think?
Yeah, Jen hit the nail on the head. It sucks for their image. Like there has to be some type of collusion going on. No, you're good. There just has to be a lot going on there that someone's going to pull back. Someone's going to pull back the covers and really take a look at that, because at the end of the day, you can't, as a business, and them not saying anything yet when there's clear evidence. There's no way in heck they don't know about Run Good's video or what everybody else is talking about, because now there's TikTok videos. There's a ton of other items going on that are calling them out, and it's absolutely insane. They need to do something about it quickly. At least make a statement, come out and address it.
Oh boy, sorry guys.
That's all right, man.
So it's funny. I agree with you, but the one thing I will say, I don't expect they will do anything. And the reason I say that is, it's funny. I used to use them years ago, and they used to actually sell fat packs versus skinny packs, right? So they're aware of that. Like that's why I think it's surprising that their non-answer has been nothing.
Yeah.
What I'm hoping for, and this is what I'd suggest to the community, is keep tweeting it, keep talking about it, because I'm hoping Fanatics is listening, right? Because if you saw what Fanatics did with the Go GTS distribution thing, when they cut that off, right?
Yeah.
There was a reason for that, and I don't think people talk enough about this. Go GTS was known in the community for not fully allocating out their product.
Oh, yeah.
And now, whether or not they did that, whether we think that's good or not, they were known for that. So Fanatics said, "Hey, you know what? You guys aren't doing the way we think you should be doing it," and they cut them off.
Yep.
I hope that Fanatics will look into Steel City, right, and either take action. It bothers me because they've held a stranglehold, Dave and Adam, Steel City, and Blowout on the hobby when it comes to the collector. People like, I'm assuming you guys probably buy from companies like that, right? We're not able to get to the Peachtrees, the world, or I don't have access to Peachtrees and Go DGSs, so we have to buy from retailers. And those retailers have also done things like, now they wait for the Dutch auctions to come out, and they kind of keep those prices high, right? That's another thing that really bothers me. I don't know if you guys are aware that the first off the line, when that first came out, was originally designed to give the collector the access to the price at suggested retail price. That was the big kicker. Okay, when they in 2017, they knew that people were inflating the prices, and Panini came out and said, "Look, we're going to make the product available for you, and to incentivize you to buy it, they put the extra refractor in there." The 2017 football Prism sat on the shelf for months. That's the Mahomes year. It sat on the shelf for not months, weeks at least. The basketball, and here's another funny story. The basketball, this is the LaMelo Ball year. This was the first off the line Prism. There was $120 a box. It had major problems on the release. It crashed the servers. Panini did not sell this out. Okay. Panini actually called the bigger distributors later in the day, told them, "Hey, the system's up again." And they went in and bought the rest of that product out. And I know this because I have a friend of mine who complained about his order not making it. His order mysteriously showed up. And then I have a friend of mine who used to work at Blowout who told me that he was there making orders that day for Blowout, buying that product. Right. So it's those things that bother me about those resellers. They get tipped off on things that were designed to be for us, the collectors, and they're sitting on it, they're intercepting it, and they're inflating the prices. Yeah. So I'm definitely cheering for Fanatics. I hope Fanatics will take what Run Good Life has done and others and take action.
Yeah, and the one thing with Fanatics, though, with some of the stuff I've already seen, is like, I got served up an ad for the Phoenix Suns on my Instagram, and on that ad had a bunch of products. Now, their website, their NBA site is ran by Fanatics, their team shop site. So I clicked on the ad, went in there because I saw a DeAndre Ayton rookie card, graded PSA 10. They were selling it for $100 more than what it sells on eBay.
Yep.
And if that's the type of stuff that Fanatics is, allowing right now, hopefully they know better once they 100% roll out whatever they're rolling out. But if that's a sign, it's not too promising. It really isn't.
Yeah, I saw that, and I saw they have their own slab, right? You see they have the Fanatic slab, which is just say it's authentic. That does bother me. It's funny because that's an area that Topps never would have done.
Yep.
Nini never would have done. Upper Deck would not have done. They might have done it in a rebuy, in a buyback product. You know what I'm saying? Where you might buy back and get a product like that. But to advertise like that, I agree. And it does concern me. But I'll put it this way: think about jerseys, right? Fanatics is known for jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
And Fanatics has no problem selling a jersey for $799, even though you can get it at your local store for $299. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's tough. It really is tough because basically if they're going to experiment with putting cards in, say, stadiums and arenas and stuff, everything that's already there is already increased in price. You look at it from the food standpoint, a hot dog is $5 instead of $1, right? Yep. Like everything there is so increased. So if they're going to be doing the same thing, but the thing is, okay, anything that's in this arena or stadium, and if they're selling cards there, are going to sell it at the premium there and also out, or they're going to treat it like it is now, where they're just putting the premium there because it's live, people indulge and so forth. Which is that good or bad? And if I can get it for $100 cheaper later on, and you're telling me I have to pay $100 because you think I'm going to pay for it there, I don't think that's going to be a good business model for them.
Yeah, I agree. And look, they have the souvenir cups, right? You pay $50 for a plastic cup so you can get refills. So they probably did it with a graded card. I mean, it it's so frustrating. They have an opportunity to do some great things. Like, for example, take that $50 cup and hang out after the game and get it autographed. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Or take the slab that you did maybe pay overpriced for, but get a picture with your kid and the athlete and sign it. That, so I hope they're listening. I really do. I wonder who it is. I wonder who it is that is listening too. Like, I wonder who it was that made the decision that let go GTS. Because those people, and I mean this by the sense, what Michael Rubin and Luber were both at the National, right? Go GTS is the host for the main stage.
Yep.
They're sitting there looking at those guys. They knew it was coming.
That was absolutely crazy.
Yeah. So who made that decision? Was it,
Yeah. I'm
Anyway.
assuming it's obviously that's from a top down situation. I wish we knew more about their plan and what they're trying to do, but it's slowly coming out. I mean, with them, the stopping distribution of tops to
Yep.
GTS, I mean, that just goes to show you that they're doing something with distributing, right? Because if they don't need the biggest distributor in the States to help them move product, then they got another massive plan with distributing going on. And everybody talked about direct to consumer, and this might be it. It might be just straight direct to consumer.
Well, I just put they don't need any distributors out there. They don't. I mean, I
No.
was listening to Dr. Beckett talk about that's what they're known for. They have this they're like an Amazon in the space. So it'll be interesting to see what their impact is and how quick that impact comes. Let me ask you guys, you have any relationship with them? Have you reached out from your side? And I would suggest it because you got to think they're going to have a social media or marketing package and if they don't, if you're listening, where you could pay some subscription price. Say, hey, I'll buy all the football products from you for a year, at a wholesale price. So commit to it, and I'll open them on my channel and promote your product. Or at least talk about it. You don't necessarily promote it, but just say I want access to it so I can open it. I think that'd be smart for them, and it also gives something that gives you guys the ability to then stay unbiased, right? Because if not, then you have to look for different ways to make revenue. This be a good one to do it.
Yeah. It's a little tough with that because, like you just said, like you got to remain unbiased. I mean, there's people that say some of these breakers and openers get Panini products or get products from someone else, and if that's the case, I feel obligated to always say something good. We say whatever is on the top of our mind, right, wrong, or indifferent. Sometimes people agree with us, sometimes they don't, but I have no problem calling out Panini, no problem calling out Tops or a set or anything like that. And I feel like if there's ever a point where we potentially say work with the Fanatics, I feel like if one little bad thing, they're going to try to dictate what I can say, what I can do, and I'm not a big fan of that.
I applaud you for that because I totally understand. I applaud you for that. So
I appreciate it.
But I do hope, like I said, I hope that you get access to a product at a better price because I'd like to see you keep doing it.
Yeah, I mean the 100 off, like if for instance, like a box that's normally $1,200. I think I gave the example. I think we might be paying $1,000 plus tax. So I mean, it's a couple hundred off, but it's not anything that's crazy with the amount that we open.
Yeah. Have you guys? Go ahead, Jim.
It was kind of interesting too that we've hit this point where we're kind of at like everyone sees the wallet fatigue, and so it's kind of caused us to venture out and kind of look for other products to open. Hence why we opened Marvel. We've done like the Pop Leafs, Pop Century. We did a case of those at the National, and so it's kind of allowed us to kind of venture out into different areas that we might not have looked at into. And then we've beginning to find that there is a following there. So whether it's Marvel, Star Wars, or whatever, but it's kind of helped us venture out. So it's come with its positives.
So you said breaking. Are you going to be showing us you in a break then of like a breaker? Let's say you're in a run good.
Oh no, we opened it. We opened it ourselves. Me and Juice split the case. And then we picked our boxes and opened up a whole case of Pop Century.
Have you looked at doing breaks in other people's breaks and participating in that?
Yeah, we do. Like we did tonight, like Louisville Sports Cards. We jumped in their break. We jumped in a couple of Hitman breaks. We jumped in a couple, just a couple other people that recommend some breakers, and we try them out. Our big thing is we want to break for ourselves, and we open product for ourselves on the channel. Yeah. We, when we did Pokemon, we did try to do a box break every now and then because we were able to get boxes, and Pokemon's a different beast. It's very hard to get a vintage box from 20 years ago and having other people buy in, it just helps one recruit and get things going, and then gives everybody else a chance. But when we moved to sports, breaking never really was an option. It was just breaking for ourselves and growing the collection there and whatnot. But when it comes to these other breaks, we definitely, that's part of like the content strategy going forward, where there is that wallet fatigue that Jen talked about. How can we continue doing breaks at a alarming rate and continue not to break our own bank? And part of that is jumping into breaks and giving smaller breakers exposure. Now, we're just not going to do it for anybody. We're going to like make sure that they're good in the community, that they mean well and so forth. There's never going to be a time where I'm going to jump into somebody who's super controversial or anything like that. I mean, I'll talk about them, but I would never participate, right, wrong, or different.
You know, that brings me to a good point. I know we're at 30 minutes here, so I'm going to use this as a closing point. We talked earlier, as the community grows, you guys are very vocal. You have a large following. And let's say you do get involved with a breaker and you see something suspicious, you guys will speak up. And you'll also communicate. Is that fair to say?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Right? And I want that communication to be two-way, right? For the audience out here, if you see something that you want Gin and Juice to be involved in, let these guys know in a nice way, you know, not just get on their channel and start flaming stuff, but in the right way. Either communicate through me or something like that. Let these guys know, because they are a voice that I think we have as an advocate in the community, that they are trying to, you know, continue to share the greatness of the hobby. I think it's fun to watch you guys open breaks. In fact, I'll do a shout out. Have you guys ever seen the C&T sports cards? Have you seen these two kids, Gin and Juice?
I think so. I think
they're like 15 or 16 years old.
Yes, I shared their video because they've been doing a lot of our breaks.
Yes. I'm thinking about them because there are two kids who watch you guys, right, who did a bunch of videos, who reaction videos on you. But it makes me think about all the kids out there who didn't do videos who watch you guys. And I think that's awesome, because I'll tell you guys, my son got me back in the hobby because he was watching breaks and he started talking about it. So you guys are a big influencer. Keep that in mind, right? That you guys are a voice. You know, keep asking questions, keep doing the lives, keep opening the boxes. If we can, we the community, if I can in any way help you guys in any way, please let me know as well.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, definitely,
you know,
definitely.
Like I said, I really appreciate you guys coming on the show tonight. Thanks for hanging out with me as I got rained on, and sorry for the dog barking, everybody. Sorry I can't see any questions. And like I said, I hope to have you guys back in the future, because like I said, I want to keep that communication going up and watch your channel grow. And really excited, guys. Thank you for being out here. If you're in the DC area, I'll also say, if you're ever in the DC area, look me up, guys. I'll come out.
We're not that far.
Yeah.
Are you going to the national? Are you going to national next year?
I plan to be at national next year.
Awesome.
I'll also say I always go to the Chantilly show in the DC area if you come up here. Okay.
We just talked about that last night, so we'll keep you in the loop.
In fact, I'll tell you what I'm thinking about trying to do is I'm thinking about maybe getting a table there for just influencers who want to use it during the time they're there. Like, you don't have to be there the whole time, but get it for the 3 days and then use it as a bounce off site where you could come set up. You could sell if you want to. You could do whatever. Yeah. So I'll let you know if you're interested. Also, I'm trying to get together some guys to sponsor a trade night in Chantilly as well. So if you do come up, let me know. We'll get together on that. The Industry Day. Are you guys interested in that or hearing about that? The summit. It's in Beckett. Host this.
Is it in Vegas?
Is it in Las Vegas?
Yes. I would just tell you, it's an interesting event. Normally, the admission is paid back in the gift bags that you get. Now, I don't know if that's always the case, because the price now is $750. It used to be $250, and you used to get like $1,000 worth of gift stuff from the vendors, and you got some great access to people for interviews, conversation. I would highly recommend it. I've never been to the Mint, but I think it's Mint-like in the sense where you're getting that exposure. That's another one I'm trying to get to in October. But anyway, I hope to run into you guys. I'm also looking to try to get down to the, what's it called? The Culture Collision?
Culture Collision.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Has that been set up yet, the next date?
Yeah. So the third one is in end of January, right, Drew?
I think end of January. Yeah. Somewhere around there.
Excellent. Have you guys chatted with Prism God? I'm assuming you must know him.
Oh, we know him very well.
Awesome. I haven't had him on my channel yet. Tell him I said hi if you guys talked to him. And guys, again, thank you very much. I'm going to have to just kill this because, again, my whole screen is locked, man. So
no worries.
No worries. We'll be on again for sure.
Yeah,
guys, sincerely, thank you. Audience, thank you, guys. Sorry I couldn't get to the chat questions. I apologize. And hey, that's why it's live amateur night here at Sports Card Show.
Hey, I love it. That's how it's got to be, baby.
Right. Bye-bye, guys.
All right. Thanks.
Have a good one. He's still live.
I know.
He didn't cancel. Guys, he didn't cancel his live.
Wait, what happens now?
We're still alive in this thing. Hey, chat, make sure you guys leave him a bunch of positive comments. This is a good dude. This is a good dude. Make sure you guys leave some positive comments.
Well, if Brendan, if you're still watching, I'm collecting Formula One, maybe some Marvel. I'm trying to get some vet. I'm trying to look for some like Tom Brady rookie stuff, things like that for collecting. And then Seth asked, "Do you guys open sleeves of silver packs at the National?" We didn't. We didn't actually open any of the silver packs.
This is great. I love this. Ziggy, my man, forgot that he couldn't end it right because of the screen.
So if we both leave, does it end or how does that work?
No.
Oh no.
He forgot to end it. I'm gonna send him a DM real quick.
You should send him a message. Yeah. It's the Lootbox second stream. Lootbox takeover.
And the live.
Yeah, Seth, I agree. No backyard breaks or blez. I do like fire hands because I did break with them when I first started. So I do like I like fire hands. I did break with Platt for a bit, but too much stuff with him, so I've just stopped breaking with Platt.
Let's see. Noli says take over. We're not taking over. We're just being good host.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Good guest.
Guests. Good guest.
Yeah,
good
we're
guest.
not hosts. I'm just so used to the StreamYard. Fire Hands is a true OG. I got to break a little bit with Fire Hands. I sent him a message. Ziggy, I hope you get this, my man. I'm going to try calling him. Maybe that worked. Let's see. Give him a ring. Chat, talk to us. What's going on?
Yeah, ask us questions.
Money.
I wonder if the 2-year, $97 million contract will give LeBron James a bump in value.
Ooh, I don't know.
I don't know if that's going to really.
I think it's here's the thing. I think the contract lines up perfectly with his son coming in the NBA because his son's a junior in high school. So he's got this year, next year, which is he's a senior, and LeBron's already on his contract right now. So the 2 years doesn't start until after this year. So technically that third year is the year after his freshman year of college. So it lines up perfectly. Who's going to win the NFC East? You already know this, Seth. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. Fly, Eagles, fly. Buddy.
He's too high on his Eagles, but
hey, man.
Can't really knock it. Can't really knock it, though.
The Cowboys didn't do crap. The Washington Commanders or whatever their name is now are not good. I mean, the Giants are trash. Real question. Are you guys going to do more live reaction breaks? We could.
Hey, yeah.
I like to do like when there's something epic. Because you get in the moment, you get everybody involved.
Hey, you have that break. The 4 cases of eminence and NT. You should join that one. $3,000.
Wait a minute. Why do I gotta you fork over the $3,000?
Huh? I don't really care for eminence.
You
want to get your Eagles.
Yeah.
They already pulled
any Eagles right now in that product.
They already pulled the Tom Brady, so I don't want to open that product anymore.
That's very true. Very true. Fortnite's tonight. I don't know. I'm about to go to the gym and then come edit and then
I gotta eat something.
Yeah. I might if I get on, it'll be late. Very late.
Yeah, eminence. Basketball was fun. I don't know about football.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Ba. Yeah, let me try calling him again.
It could be an IRL live stream. We'll go get food and then we'll just eat it in front of you guys until the live ends.
Says he's active. I'm sending him crying faces.
Yeah, the resale value is not that great.
Of what?
Probably Eminence.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you get it for a deal.
A deal.
I do like Impeccable. Henry, man, jalapeno chips, are they really that hot?
Dude, jalapeno chips are amazing, Henry. Amazing.
He says they're hot. I mean, they're like okay. Not. I mean, I normally don't handle heat too well, but
Everybody send Ziggy a message on Instagram.
Impeccable Timo. That's a product.
Impeccable Timo, really?
What?
Ready to go down in fantasy football? Who? I won last year. Who's going to beat me?
Me, because I almost beat you. I almost beat you.
Almost ain't it, bruh. Wow, it is $6.99
Oh, yeah.
from DA Car World.
2 autographs.
Wait,
So Seth, does this one not have the bar cards in there?
probably not. But this is still
Okay,
really
that
nice.
that'll make more sense to buy it that way then, because the hardest part is, the bar card weighs the heaviest, and if you pick up a box, you're gonna immediately tell if it's heavy, and so
Yeah. Impeccable Timo is legit. Oh, the fantasy league would be dope. Oh, they're talking about their league.
All right, well, I got it
Well,
opened up on my page. I might drop that 700 on it. It's not a bad price.
So Tatis, no need, has money. Can I get some?
I wish we could all get some.
Some of that Tatis money? Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the advice there, Seth. I will definitely be.
If we both leave, does it turn off?
That's what I was wondering.
I don't think so.
Isn't he live on his channel? Like his YouTube
Yeah,
channel?
he'll have to hit the end button. Whoa! I've been trying to call him.
I mean, we could try to just leave the stream.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
We'll see what
Appreciate
happens.
it, guys. We'll see what happens.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.